Spotlight.
Hello.
Add spotlight. Look at the gallery to make sure no one's going to blow us up. Oh, I think we're live in. I think we're live and
We're
vibing.
live in.
Yeah,
Live and
you
vibing.
can find us. You can find us on Team Dummy with an IE on YouTube. If YouTube search tries to correct you, tell them fuck you. It's Team Dummy with an IE. I'm gonna click on this to make sure we're live. We are so live. I heard myself say fuck you. This is amazing. We're doing it. We're glamming it.
Perfect.
Here's the link. Tell your mom that we're doing an open mic.
I will.
Welcome to the hot mess coffee talk. We pretend it's not we say it's not an open mic, but it's basically an open mic. But we hang out. People give us updates about their lives. People complain about their roommates. People eat, and I pretend like I'm not looking at them eat. It's fine. We're not shaming people. Do your breakfast. Eat your birthday breakfast cake. We got it. It's all fine. It literally looked like a big old spoonful of breakfast cake. What's up now?
What up? Oh man, I had a quiet week being banned on Facebook. I never realized like how peaceful my own head is when I'm banned on Facebook. But I would get banned all over again, and I probably will. So if you get an alt account named Yanni Donnie, add you, it is me for the times that I yell at people on my real account.
You should have called it Dawn got banned again. Like, like I think you could have fit that.
Maybe, but I didn't even know if there were going to be sticklers about the word Yanni. I was like, they're like, make sure you don't do any funky business on the names. Like, don't use weird punctuation or letters, or only use your real name, or else we can't.
I had to get
I don't know.
I had to get extremely drunk to figure out how to put up Bond Trigger the first. I was like, wait, I'll make it the, because you know they totally are all up. They caught the thes. You can't put the on your name. I don't know why. Charlemagne the God, right? Oh, that's with an A. Never mind. But you know what I'm saying? Come on, Facebook telling me how to be an awesome person with a name and stuff.
The irony in the fact that Facebook wants to promote that diversity and progression, and they want to say like, yeah, absolutely, anyone can be whatever gender they choose, but don't change your name. That's not okay. Like, you don't have the right to have your own name, but you can change everything else about your identity, and we'll support that. Like, I find
it's all
that
just
kind of
it's all just like it's algorithm first, it's robot first, and then they're like a couple weeks later, like, I guess we'll have a human look at it. Oh man, have you ever seen the movie 1980? Wait, is it 1984? No, it's 1980s. No, Brazil. What am I doing names for? Yeah, it's Brazil. The whole plot is around just a typo on a machine, and they run after the wrong man, and if you have a problem, you just have to like yell at a robot, and then the robot never gets a human manager because there are no human managers. My point being,
Karens do.
don't get banned from Facebook, Don. Shit'll get scary, man.
I'll try my best not to yell at anyone ever again. I'll try. Let's get rolling. How about that? We've got a couple of new comics in here today. One was here before me, so I don't know if he was early or if I was late. But he looks good. His cat is waiting for his love. So Tom Myers, welcome to the Hot Mess Show.
Come on down, Tom Myers. I think the reason your camera's freaking out is because it's trying to focus on your light source, which is backlighting you. That's just a tech tip for me. Thanks for coming.
How's this? There we go. All right. I killed the light source, and I'm spotlighting a comedy show poster from a show I did 4 years ago. Hell yeah, I know how to plug that shit.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming, man.
No, thanks for having me. You did point out the cat is he actually just does not give a shit, because I've been doing these Zoom mics for a few weeks now, so he's gotten used to me ignoring him. Have you ever done a Zoom mic or a Zoom meeting and your cat has diarrhea right next to you on the floor while you're doing your set? That happened to me the other day, and I've stunk up the joint figuratively before, but that was the first time I've done it literally. I'm originally from the Baltimore area. It's where I live now. Something interesting that happened recently in Baltimore. The founder of our city's no shoot zones program was stabbed.
God.
So good news, this program's working out for him.
Somebody found a loophole.
There's a sign in my neighborhood that says senior citizens crossing, which is a stupid sign to put up because senior citizens do a lot less damage to your vehicle than deer. So I'm told. I live in kind of a sort of a suburban, sort of rural area. I live in a neighborhood where you have rich people who live in McMansions living right next door to white trash rednecks. Basically, if you want to find out where I live, go to Baltimore, find a BMW with a gun rack and a Stop the Steal bumper sticker, follow it, and you will find my neighbors. They want to put a Dollar General in my neighborhood, and all my neighbors are against it. They have signs in their yard that say, "No Dollar General, keep it rural." Like, has anyone been to a Dollar General? Like, Jimmy Carter has lived in the same bumfuck town his entire life in Georgia. Same for the 4 years that he was living in the White House. He still shops at Dollar General. The only way Dollar General could get more rural would be if the cashier was fingering his cousin behind the register. Because I would have thought a plague infecting and killing a whole bunch of people would have set the tone perfectly for a festival commemorating the Middle Ages. Chick-fil-A was one of the first companies to be responsible and issue a mask mandate for its company. They made all their employees and all their customers wear face masks. They made all of their gay customers wear rainbow face masks, so they know who not to serve. You didn't like that one. You're going to fucking hate this next one.
Yeah.
People recognize me a lot. They come up to me and they say, "Oh, I saw all your stuff on YouTube," because I haven't been on television and all. They just recognize me from YouTube and podcast appearances. They say, "Oh, Tom, man, you're internet famous." Like, don't call me internet famous. I hate that term. I hate that term. You know who else is internet famous? Everybody on the sex offenders register. All right. They are the OG of being internet famous. Being in quarantine, I've been watching a lot of television. I watched a lot of documentaries. I learned that there is a species of octopus where the male, when he sees a female octopus that he likes, he'll rip his penis off and throw it at her to show that he likes her. I heard that. I thought to myself, son of a bitch. That's the octopus's version of sending a dick pic. And in 3D. I've also been getting back into researching my family tree. I use Ancestry.com. That's actually my favorite site because if you submit a DNA sample to Ancestry, they used to go ahead and figure out where your family came from in the world. Now they do health screenings. That's got to be nice, isn't it? You go ahead and you send your DNA sample in. They send you a letter back that says, "We looked at your DNA sample and we found that your father's side of the family, you are distantly related to Mary, Queen of Scots. And you have ball cancer." I like expressions. One of my favorite expressions is if it has tits or tires, it's going to give you trouble. That's why I will never date a woman in a wheelchair. And you'd think women in wheelchairs would get offended by that, but they won't. They're more relieved when they find out I won't date them. No bullshit. I told that joke, and a guy in a wheelchair literally wheeled himself out of the showroom after I told that joke. The club manager came up to me and said, "Tom, why did you tell that joke? That guy was so offended that he left." I said, "Did anybody else leave?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, at least I didn't walk anybody."
Oh.
And I'm glad I didn't walk or log off anybody on this one. My name is Tom Myers. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I wonder what.
Great. It's great hearing all the applause when everybody's muting themselves. That's fucking awesome.
I have my background noise suppression turned on, so you can't hear me jerking it off. So you also can't hear me laughing. It's a sad side effect.
I was unmuted until my cat and I was like, no, and then that was fucking.
Can't mention a cat; it'll spawn another.
I might have to see if he broke his femur. He just got himself stuck in between the space on the desk and was hanging off the stupid cat. So dumb. Anyway.
So Dawn, everyone's been wanting to know your opinions. What's your favorite skin of the new Fortnite season? This season's for the ladies. What? Your child screaming? What?
What is it, Timmy?
What? What was that, Lassie? Jimmy fell down a well?
You continue. Just bear with.
I've made that look before. Go.
Oh God. Okay, I was gonna do a Fortnite joke where I was gonna show my screen. I was gonna say, "Hey Don, what do you think of all the new stuff? There's wolfies," but now
Can you pet
can't make
them?
fun of her. Yes, you can tame them. You can tame the boars and the wolfies. And so so far I've only tamed a wolfie because you got to get meat. You got to put it down. You got to pet him while he's eating the meat. But I don't know how to catch a boar because I try to give him meat and then I pet him and he headbutted me. He was really mean. But the chickens, you see a little eyeball back there? That's a chicken. You can grab a chicken and you can jump and it lets you glide a little and he makes little.
Okay.
It's really awesome.
Stop.
Okay, so Dawn,
Okay.
what's your favorite skin? We got this guy. We got the weird
when
blue
we
guy.
don't talk about Fortnite.
We got the Raven. We got Raven from, and we got the dinosaur lady. I like the dinosaur lady. But I'm really sad that Laura Croft's boobs aren't game big. They're not as big as they were in the first game. It's supposed to be a 25th anniversary, but they're regular lady size. I don't like it. I wanted them to be big pyramid size, like we all expect them to be. And the community's really upset, but we're gonna take it on the chin,
At that age, everything droops. So 25 years, you got to figure that.
Your time is over.
Polygon problem.
Small titty energy is the new trend. I
that
know,
what
Abby. I know. I'm on the. I mean, I'm not. Abby big tit energy, but I've got some big titties too. And I don't know, so there's this bartender and every time I see her, I just look at her perfectly reduced perky boobs and I'm like, man, I wish I could just be like
How do you
that
know they're
again.
perfectly reduced? She said they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I asked Patrick.
It's Superman.
Okay.
Okay, you can just say something making noises instead of just saying someone's name. Patrick! What are we doing a SpongeBob scene? Patrick! What? Okay, yeah, sure. I heard weird noises too.
You know what? I actually tried to do Patrick the Star reference to that motherfucker, and he didn't get it, so I was upset. Anyway,
because you have to do a weird SpongeBob voice.
I know.
Speaking of weird SpongeBob
titties.
Voices. What?
I know about her titties because I asked, because that's the kind of person I am.
All it takes?
I asked her, I was like, how do you go braless and still have perfect, perky nipples? And she said, oh, I had them reduced and they fixed it. And I was like, perfect. That's what I want to do.
Perfect question for our next comic. Sita, how'd you get your nipples so perky? Thank you for coming. Sita. Yeah, that's you. You're doing it. That was your intro.
Yeah. Also, I don't think Sita could ask that question and get away with it. I don't think any man could.
That's why I asked about his nipples. Anyways, thanks for coming, Sito. This is your time.
I'm not giving you guys an attitude. I just forgot my first joke. But thanks for the open mic, guys. This is so much better than telling jokes to the voices in my head. My name is Sitaraman Radhakrishnan. That's the first joke my parents played on me. I know you can't see, but I'm balding. It's genetic. That's the second joke my parents played on me. No, on a serious note, you don't think about racism until it happens to you. No, you don't talk about racism until you're directly affected. The other day, this guy was standing right outside my house yelling, "Go back to your country, go back to India." I decided to man up and face my fears. I came out and said, "For the last time, I am not moving back, Dad. Come inside the house." Anyways, my college girlfriend found me in Facebook after 20 years and messaged me, "You have a son." I was shocked. "This is going to destroy my life." I replied, "What the hell are you talking about? How could this be? Why did you hide this from me all these years?" She replied, sorry. I meant you have a son with a question mark. But I am new to comedy, people, so I don't have a fan following. But one time a guy did follow me home. I think he's just a stalker. I I was a chick magnet back in college. I would go to the dance clubs and rock my Bollywood moves, like pet the dog, screw the bulb. All these girls will be surrounding me, screaming at me the same thing. "Who's your therapist?" A girl told me I look like an American TV star. I was so happy. I asked her, "Is it like Charlie Sheen or something?" She's like, "No, man, more like a balding version of Sheldon from Big Bang." I met my first college girlfriend at the Geek Squad. She was looking for a 64-byte encryption key. Oh, guys, it was love at first bite. But our integration did not last long. I found out she was hooking up with another boy. So I had to pull the plug. People told me great comedy can only come from a dark and depressed place inside of you. That's why I got married. Things you don't want to hear on your first night of an arranged marriage. Is that it? Where is the rest of it? Is it it? I don't even feel a little prick. I am a recovering family man. Yep, I'm still recovering from the slap my wife gave me earlier. She said it was because I wore a tank top. She is such a husband beater. Me and my wife are a mixed. Oh, I think. Is she wearing a tank top? Somebody's wearing a tank top here. Yeah. Such a boy beater. Anyways. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to go fast. Me and my wife are a mixed race couple. Yep, she runs professionally and I run away from her. I've recently started eating some dog food, people, thanks to my wife's cooking. Actually, I'm not balding. My possessive wife gave me this haircut to make me look unattractive. Yeah, she went for the creepy Indian guy look. And it's working. My neighbors are freaking out. They are locking up their kids. People are looking for my name in all kinds of places like sex offenders list, terrorist watch list. Schindler's List. I don't even know what that list is. I will leave you with this, guys. I see dead people. That's the slogan of where I live, Boynton Beach, Florida, where the average age is 99. Thank you for your time, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks for coming, Zita.
Boo, boo.
All right, I take it all back. I think it's pretty well in proportion. I mean, so like for really looking at it, it's like they're pretty much the size that then you kind of go, and then like I think it's like if you really get into it, I think it's it's an improvement, honestly. But
It's one of the Kardashians.
they should have given her a bigger ass, honestly, really honestly. Tom, your time is gone. Go back to your room. Cooking to Dawn now. Yeah. Dawn, you ever play any Lara Croft games? I never had a PlayStation. I wasn't cool enough.
I briefly did, but to be honest, I think I was on the younger side. I remember trying to play one of the first Metal Gear Solid games, and I really liked it, but I had no idea how to get past like even probably the first level. So.
Were you just going around shooting people, or were you actually sneaking around and
I was trying to
Okay,
do
yeah.
it. I was trying. I was never,
It's weird.
But look at
like,
me
as
now.
Because like
I'm
as a little
winning.
kid, as a little kid, you have to like think of like, okay, there's a bunch of dudes in there, and I have to like wait and see what they're gonna do. This is too much. I always hated those games. They're too puzzly.
Wait 10 seconds. I can't wait 10 seconds.
Motherfucker, I have a gun. Like, what are we doing here? Man, let's see. Who we got? Yeah, who
What
got
are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
Why aren't we partying with Lloyd right now?
Oh shit, Lloyd
always
Legacy
on
Sharp.
Energy.
Lloyd
Look
Legacy
at
Sharp.
him.
He's been powering up this entire time. He's got props. He's got lighting. He's got props. He's moving up in the world. Actually, Sharp.
They say the golden rule of comedy is to write what you know. That sounds great until you realize you don't know very much. So if you're anything like me, first of all, I'm very sorry. Secondly, you wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and do what everybody does at that point. You look up at the ceiling and be like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's way too early in the morning for it to be this late at night. And then you ponder everything else that's wrong with the world as we know it. For example, I'd like to apologize to women everywhere for the fact that we as men exist. I'm not proud of it, and I wish I could have been a real ally and done something about it. But by the time I got home in the mid-1980s, I said, it's too late. The damage is done. Thankfully, things have gotten better since then, kind of. I grew up in a place called Dorchester, Massachusetts. For people who aren't here in the Northeast, that's called the ghetto. And I don't live there anymore because I wanted to live long enough to tell you that. I now live in a place called the Back Bay, which for people who aren't familiar with Massachusetts is the city, or as I call it, karma. If you ever come to Boston, Massachusetts, and you end up in the Back Bay or Cambridge, there are 2 rules of parking. You either can't or you don't. So I should have appreciated my ghetto upbringings more, because if I still lived there, there'd be a place to park my car. Yeah, I know it would have ended up on bricks the next morning, but there'd be a place to park it. Small victories. That's not as nearly as negative and as obstructive as the previous year. 2020. Best quality, the fact that it's literally hindsight. Now, my cousin hates it He accuses me of looking back on 2020 not too fondly, which means he's accurately accusing me of being accurate. You need to stop pretending that 2020 was such a horrible year. Joke's on him if he thinks I had to pretend. But I did my job. I went out and I found some positives about the previous year, and there were some to be had. For instance, true love finally prevailed. People getting engaged, people getting married. It all happened in 2020 from a combination of commitment and there being nothing better to fucking do. Personally, I've always felt like getting married was a lot like killing your boss. I get why you might want to, but I don't think it's a good idea long term. We'll see when marriages that happened last year continue in the new world. Other positives are that it was a great year for bread making enthusiasts. You don't believe me? Have you been on social media? Bread makers were getting all the likes. That's the good news. People learned new habits. Some people took up new languages. Some people learned French. Some people learned Spanish. A lot of people became very fluent in hating Carol Baskin. That didn't even require a class. But the number one positive that I have taken from 2020 is the fact that it couldn't make certain things worse than they already were. For those of people who are familiar with Massachusetts, apparently somebody in the chat is, you'll get this one. I have a lot of friends in East Boston, and they've been telling people all year, calendar year, why would you want to go to Revere Beach? Come on, this is a pandemic. 20 years ago, I was saying, why would you want to go to Revere Beach? Come on, it's Revere Beach. So some things can't be made worse than they already were. In closing, if anything I've said sounds off color, keep in mind, I can get away with it. I look black enough to get away with it, but I sound white enough to make you listen. Thanks for doing that. I'm done.
Woo. Thanks for coming. Return to your gravity chamber until the next fight.
I think Lloyd is the only person who makes comedy meet spoken word poetry. I like it. I like it. Always with the stories. Good vibes. Man, I do still feel like I need to do a little bit more than just have this little, like, really weird colored wall in my background. Like, you've got the hats, Lloyd's got the lights. I'm not sure how he's not epileptic by now, but I'm envious of it at least.
What do you think you need? What do you want? You want like a lava lamp or like what do you want? What do you want?
No. Yeah. An eye patch.
An eye patch would be
That's
pretty
what I
cool.
need. That's
That
what
would
I
be pretty
need.
cool. I don't know, like I don't know, like just a bunch of koi fish?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Question from the class.
Y'all
Wait, what was that?
you guys
Cut
said
out.
something about you guys were based out of Chicago or something?
No, we're everywhere.
Oh, you're everywhere?
Yeah.
Like Dark Man?
He's in Chicago.
I'm in Chicago, she's in Canada. 2 other people are in Canada, 1 other guy's in Chicago, right? At least 1 Chicago person. And then yeah.
Okay.
We're all over.
All right.
Was that the question?
Yeah, and like when I signed up in the chat, I just wanted to know if I were when I was going.
Yeah, man, you get up. Everyone who's in here goes up.
You're up after two more comedians. Kathy, Patrick, and then it's you.
Oh, okay. All right.
I sorry,
Yeah, thanks for
I do put it in the chat, but I'll do it more regularly. Sorry. Kathy,
Yeah.
What should I do about my background? What should I do?
Oh, Kathy's up next. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Kathy, what do you think? Oh wait, you're muted, Kathy. This is a good test. We always gotta do this. Say unmute there. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. That's
There
what
you
happened.
go. There you go. Yeah, I think you need a. I think. Don muted herself.
Oh my God. Here are a couple things that I don't want to hear today. Look, the beer comes back out green too. And also, now we're playing Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Women, the all bagpipe version. Those are a couple things I don't want to hear today. Anyway, this mic is called Farm Fail. So years ago, we got a baby goat, and I wanted to name the goat Lady Baba, but the kids really wanted to name the baby goat Luna, and they won, and that's fine because they didn't know about Lady Gaga. But I always called that goat Lady Baba. We had like 6 Nigerian dwarf goats, and they're like the comedians of the farmyard. I mean, they just like jump up onto shit like wooden crates, and like they pretend it's a mountain, but it's a wooden crate. They're always smiling. They're just like they're the best farm animals. But they figured out a way to escape underneath the fence and go into the road, and I couldn't really handle goat roadkills, so we gave the goats away. So that was farm fail number 1. And then I don't even know how this happened, but somehow my husband and I decided to get pot-bellied pigs. I'm thinking we were very stoned, and we were like, let's get some pot-bellied pigs. I don't even know. I can't remember how that happened, but we did. And then we decided to name them Strawberry and Petunia, which I think we may have been stoned when we named the pot-bellied pigs. And they figured out a way to escape underneath the fence, and they went to the neighbor's yard and started digging in their yard. And animal control was called. Strawberry escaped over to the swamp, I think. Petunia, I think Strawberry had a much better situation than Petunia that got taken by animal control. So that was farm fail number 2. Then we got chickens, and we had what I thought was a pretty decent coop, but then one night something like a raccoon or a possum broke in and bit all their heads off. that was a really bad situation. So yeah, chicken fail. Then we got guinea hens, and they decided to fly into the neighbor's yard, and they started flapping their wings on their windows. And guinea hens look like chickens, except they have like a blue and red head. Like, can you imagine you're just like watching TV and all of a sudden a bunch of guinea hens are flapping their wings on your window? The neighbors were not happy about that. Then we got a pair of geese, and they are funny because they run in pairs. They just ran through the farmyard and squawked really loud. And I'm like, what's the fucking point of these geese, man? Anyway, it was not exactly a Dr. Dolittle situation. We tried very hard, but it was a giant fail. But we are doing very well with our Shelties, and they are very much loved and well taken care of. So we win points for our shelties. That's it for me, man.
For coming, Kathy! Dawn, get up. Oh, there we go.
I was just typing out the next few things. I was coming right back.
I was about to drive up to Canada and slap that pennant. Okay, what are you doing?
My kids. Well, Jay took the kids to do recycling, and then they came back, and they're like smashing all the bottles, and like I have headphones on, and I try not to be too paranoid, but when you're at home alone and you hear like smashing through headphones,
that's what you were like, what the fuck is that sound? Yeah.
I'm like holding on. And
that's it's a lot of air pressure, like especially if you're smashing a can, that's a lot of, you're like, I once popped a bag of chips in middle school in the cafeteria, like half the cafeteria jumped to the floor.
Nice.
You got to put carpets in cafeterias. You got to put something on those walls. Just not on the floors. Don't make that face, Devin. Don't make that face. Food and carpets. Don't make that face. Yeah, just like, because it's just it's public school, so the cafeteria is also the auditorium. So it's like it's just a big empty, bouncy room. It's bouncy. Yeah. What? Oh my God.
Like, why would you ever want carpet in a school? Like, that sounds like a
Just
fucking...
deafen the sound of me popping chips. It's fun to pop a bag of chips. And I don't want to have everyone thinking I brought a gun to school just because I want to pop some chips.
Well, you know who else likes to complain about gun control and rent control and shelter control and drug control? It's Patrick Perkins, and I don't know if I've gone a day without hearing him complain about something.
Oh, there we go.
I can't wait
Patrick Perkins
to hear him tell some jokes.
Thanks for coming, Patrick Thomas Perkins.
Side note, I actually just figured out you don't work in a haberdashery. Like I forget filters are a thing, and I was like, man, that guy's always at a hat shop. Like, what is this?
I gotta get those extra stitches in where I can, man. It's just like I gotta.
No, it's a rough time for the haberdashery industry. Not everyone has a hat to hang on their head, so I understand what you're going through. All right, I'll start with real jokes then. Sorry, my name is Patrick Thomas Perkins. I am a pacifist, or as I prefer to call myself, a pussy. Granted, I have a couple of ex-wives who will also tell you I'm an asshole, so that's kind of that's a bit iffy. A little bit of backstory: I'm missing 3 vertebrae. What happened was I was born with a tumor in 1984, and for those of you who didn't pay attention to history, the 80s sucked. And so, especially to laser technology. So they removed the vertebrae. I got medication. I don't have teeth either. Look like a tweaker on a good day. And that's a lot to tell people, though. So normally when people are like, hey, man, why don't you smile? Just look off into the distance and go, fucking squirrels. It's way more effective, way more effective. It is weird missing teeth, because here's the thing. Masks have been super useful because people tell me before masks that they knew, like they would be like, wow, I didn't notice you didn't have teeth until you said something about it, or you used a really hard sound. And I appreciate that. Like if you're looking at me now and you're like, oh man, you look like a normal person, thank you. But the very first thing I notice about you when I meet you is that I don't have any teeth. So that's where I exist. Dawn is right. I am one of those angry, complaining Americans. I don't know. I just assume everyone Dawn interacts with is Canadian. So I'll forget that like there's an American audience when I'm talking to her. I also like that each time I've seen her on screen, she's wearing a little more or a little less than the time before.
I'm trying to find the
I like-
balance. Man. Too
Like, if
much
you
titty,
watch,
not enough titty.
if you watch actually Dawn from start to finish of the open mic, you'll see that she spells the hidden message, which is "I'm an alcoholic." I'm not allowed at her mic anymore. That'll be cool. That's cool. Sorry, I forgot what joke I've been doing. I have been super busy because I've been researching. Last year I led a boycott against the business I work at, and it was awkward because a lot of people are like, "Why don't you strike?" And I was like, "Well, when you do a boycott, the business gives me money, and then I do nothing, right?" And they were like, "Wow, man, that sounds like you're being lazy." And I was like, "Yeah, you get it. You get it." That's a new joke. I don't like it either. It's fine. I would like to, I tried to go to an open mic last night, and it was kind of weird because like I hadn't met any of the new comics, but I also didn't like any of the old comics. And I have found out, you guys, you can just pretend to be in a Zoom meeting whenever you want. Like you can just. I had 17 people be like, "Hey, Patrick," and I was like, "Oh shit, no, I'm here." So what I'm saying, you guys, is the pandemic has brought us hope. Yeah, I'm not used to reading, so I'm not used to reading and staring at a screen at the same time. You'll have to forgive me. I didn't actually do. I worked during the pandemic. My bad. Last thing is, I have a kid. He's 16. He just started seeing a young lady, and it was weird because I thought I was progressive, and I was like, "Ooh, you got a girlfriend? Way to go!" And he was like, "Actually, Dad, they prefer to identify as non-binary, non-gender," and like it was a little uncomfortable for a second there, and then I was like, "Ooh, you got a they friend? Woo." That was my joke. Fatherly support. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, Patrick. You know, he pushed his therapy to be here. I mean, he probably didn't do that specifically for me, but I'm going to say he did.
Who just started a whole band?
I have no idea what's happening right now.
Jason, are you at a party?
Oh, yeah. Jason's
Jason's
trying
ass is
really
at a
hard.
fucking party. Jesus.
He's trying. He actually can't get into the bar. He's outside of the bar, and they're not letting anyone else in to drink. So he's outside of the party right now, hoping to get in. That's what he's doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, St. Patrick's
They're not gonna
Day.
let him in. It's like they don't let his kind in the bar. Fucking leprechauns. They're everywhere. They're overloaded, man. Too many leprechauns.
Oh dear. I don't
Oh
know
man,
who my
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna have to
gosh.
mute you,
Okay.
Jason. We hear the bar's music. That's okay. Thanks, man. We'd love to hear your laughs, but the music and the other people enjoying the outdoors is disconcerting. Thanks for coming,
Unless you want to get
Jason.
them on the Zoom as well, we can get like a whole
Yeah,
bar
just pull
of,
a straight
participants.
Dawn. Just pull a straight Dawn and just be like, "Hey, like, yeah, what, Mike, come on to it. My phone, yeah, it's
you
on my
you
phone.
want to talk to me? Yeah, sure. I'm doing this thing on Zoom. We can talk on
Gotta
Zoom.
talk to all these other people that are on my phone too. There's like a bunch. Yeah, talk to them. What?
It's
You want
so
to
funny,
fuck
but
me? What? Oh my god, really? Why? Why would you want to do that? I can't. What? Me, Dwan? Why would what? Me? Why? Why would you do that? Oh, don't. Gosh, am I really accurate? Am I, like, really accurate?
Normally, yes. Normally you are. So I've discovered something yesterday. Actually, I discovered it a little bit before, but I have no problem talking to men and approaching men at a bar. I have no problem like talking to people that I don't feel any sort of frustration over. But I am not okay when I see a woman that I have a crush on. Oh boy. So I go into the bar yesterday to see this girl who is also going to be taking photos of me for this open mic promo. Wow. And before I even sit down, I like lean on the table to give her a hug, and I tipped the entire table and all of the drinks and the hot sauce that was there, and it smashed all over the floor. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like, and then because this is my usual bar, I was like, guys, I'm sorry, like, let me handle it. And they were like, oh, Dawn, that's not necessary. I'm like, no, please, like, let me handle it. I was like, I'm used to picking up broken glass. And then I did, and I was like sweeping it up. And then I'm sure you guys have all these fucking plexiglass barriers at your restaurants now in between tables. Yeah, so I guess like I was sweeping, and I got up and I turned around and just walked like straight into the plexiglass. Like, so my face was just like to the girl that I was fawning over. And the whole bar saw it. The manager was like trying not to laugh. And I'm trying to get that video footage for you guys next week. That's what I'm working on today, because it's it was the most embarrassing thing of my entire life.
Yeah. So we'll get to see how good Dawn is at recapping her own embarrassment, and then we'll play the video frame by frame.
with a Benny Hill soundtrack.
Oh yes, definitely. I'll get a vinyl machine. I'll get the vinyl of Benny Hill. I could scratch the record and stop it and reverse it.
I'll give the video to you, and you can edit it back and like just have me like repeatedly hit the plexiglass. It'll be great.
I'll literally slow it down for like to a frames crawl. I loved it. Like you ever anyone who does editing, you ever like just you're just like in between two frames and you just like click back and forth. And just like you just get to see someone do like a dumb thing, but vibrating.
That's gonna be my face on the plexiglass. Does this mean I
get extra time?
No, this is the coffee talk hot. We talk and we're hot messes, and I don't time in between.
But I do, Savian, want to know what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done in front of a person you liked. And go. After that, your set starts.
Okay, yeah.
Right now.
Thanks for coming, Savion.
What's up? You want me to You want me to tell it right now?
Yeah, I want you to tell us what's the most embarrassing thing you've done for a girl.
Yeah, that'll be your extra time.
I farted. Farted. It wasn't no like regular fart. It was like a like a black man fart. It's like different. It's like a difference. It's like a black man fart. It lingers in the car. It don't move out into Black History Month. And so.
That's such a descriptive story. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm smelling the fart. I feel like I am this girl.
You can smell the Booker T. Washingtons and Harriet Tubmans. All the essence of them. Shit. But
so like if I get into a car and it smells like fart, and am I like
you might want to become a rapper with me. Yeah, you might want to.
It's like a black man fart or like a white man fart. Or...
It's a big difference.
Okay.
You might want to start rapping afterwards once you smell it. Like that's how crazy it is. I don't know. But,
okay.
Very embarrassing. I'll get into my
Well, welcome to the Hot Mess Show.
Thank you so much. So yeah, sorry if I look like somebody's Haitian uncle. I don't know with the hat on. Look, the shades make it better though. That looks better. That looks nice. Oh shit. Yeah. Look at that. All right, I'm showing off because I ain't got no money. I want to talk about so I'm applying for jobs. I don't know if anybody else is applying. Nobody. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, my mom has been like applying for jobs for me online. But see, the thing about it is like her promoting skills are real fucked up, right? Like she'll encourage me about the job, about getting a job, but then she'll tell me like all the fucked up shit that comes with getting a job, right? So we were looking through my email, and she was talking to me about electrical maintenance assistant or whatever, right? And she was telling me, see, this is a job you want right here. All right, this job can get you a lot of money, okay? Because people always gonna want people to go out there and fix their power when it goes out. You know, they always gonna need somebody to climb up on that ladder and fix that fuse box. You know, just make sure you don't touch the wrong wire, because it will electrocute your ass and turn you into pink mist. Right? You want that job? I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass. You know, I'm allergic to electricity. Sorry. Yeah. That joke was funny as hell. Really was. All right. I don't think y'all ever seen a fuse box. Y'all need to get out the house a little bit more. I'm sorry. Shoot. So my dad thinks I'm sabotaging my job opportunities. You know, does that makes sense? Like he thinks just cause this one time I was on the phone with the job people, like when somebody was trying to set up a job interview with me, and I told that person on the phone that my mom actually filled out the application. You know, like I had no part of it, and like ever since that moment, like my dad just thinks I've been sabotaging my like chances of getting the job. When it's not really sabotage, it's honesty though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because like the thing about it is like the job people, they have my resume, right? And my mom, instead of putting all my information on the resume, she put all her information in the resume, right? So I'm like, when they call the house, they're literally like, "Oh, Mr. Robinson, we got your resume right here. It says here that you're a proud member of the PTA Organization of America. All right. It says here that you raised 3 kids and a husband. All right, nice, very good. All right, and it says that you're just a proud housewife, and that's all good and well. Unfortunately, we have no positions for you at this time, but yeah. On another note, my wife did leave me a couple weeks ago, and I was just wondering, my therapist said I should start getting back out there a little bit more. Would you marry me? Hello, hello. You must have hung up. Oh well, joke is much funnier in my head. Um, I ain't been going to a lot of these Zoom open mics, you know. Uh, and yeah, it's just I just don't I just think they're boring, man. I can't do it no more. I want to get back to the live shows. You know, I'm pretty sure like everybody else here wants to get back to the live audience. Like, I think it's much better for somebody to say "fuck you" in person instead of just being cut out like, you know. It just be like sharp. It's just like it's just all fucked up. So damn. I don't usually do this bad, but like I said, I'm fucked up. Yeah,
This is the best show to fuck up on.
it really is. Shit, I'm a proud fucked up member. Can't talk. So yeah, I got 1 minute. So
You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds now. All right, shoot. So the thing about it is this, right? So city come ups. Like I'm always hearing about people like in the grocery store, in the barber shops, and like in the news saying like, "Oh, we're bringing new stuff to your area." We're bringing new stuff, and then people always got the audacity to say, "Hey, man, this city, look, it's about to come up. Shit, Detroit about to be the spot in the next 20, 30 years, man. I'm telling you, folks gonna have to be coming move here." I'm like, bro, first of all, like to the tourists, that sounds like some good shit. But for the people that grew up in those areas, they're like, bro, I ain't fucking with that at all, right? Like, why is it always some shit that comes like when you about to leave or when you about to move on with your life? They always want to build up the city. But when you was there, it was trash, right? Everybody can relate to that, right? So everybody's talking that shit like, yo, man, they about to bring some computer gaming shit up here. Really about to be the spot. I want to say to that person, fuck you, bro. All right, Detroit is trash. All right, I've been living here all my life. Been living the projects, the rats, and roaches. They all fucked up. And all that. Just talking out like kids. I'm not from Detroit. I don't even know why I'm from Detroit. I'm from Atlanta. But you know, that's like what I want to say. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
bro.
coming,
Appreciate it.
Mr. Robinson. We'll let you know if you get the position. Thanks for coming. We are looking at many other applicants today, and we will call you for sure. Totally. We're not just fucking with you, but we are actually fucking with you. Ha 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 ha.
More than
What?
you will know. Here's
Oh wow,
to
we
You're
went
trying to
into
rip off Beyonce
we
right
went
now.
into fucking whatchamacallit. We went into Shania Twain. Is that Shania Twain?
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Yeah, that's Shania Twain.
It is? Okay, I
Yeah.
don't do the country. I'm a Reba. I'm a Reba head. Sorry. I only do Reba.
I would
Contrary,
not
you're
know
thinking,
this.
man, I feel like a woman. What? What
Devin for the assistance. That's why you have the walk-in bathtub. Just don't lie to us. You own the whole house. Don't lie to us.
Exactly. He's running that bath right now, man. He's running it. He's running
One
it.
man
Tell us
bathhouse.
what's going on in Prince George, Devin.
Oh, fuck, what
Devin's up
is
next?
going on in Prince
Oh,
George?
shit.
We have sun. I'm out of quarantine. I'm slightly paranoid to be back in public, but I think that's just the COVID talking. So,
Hell yeah.
But before I get into that,
Talk us
get
the
some
COVID.
rapid fire
Thanks for
stuff going. Jason, you look like the flyest dude to ever cosplay a fucking pimp. You still ain't gonna be there, buddy. And Rosanny, I saw somebody feeding you pills and then giving you water by hand. My girlfriend's a nurse and shit ain't ever got that kinky. Keep the bedroom games to the bedroom. I'm kidding. I love it, girl. I'm really happy to see you again. Guys, let's talk. So, as you can tell, I'm caffeinated and very happy to be here. This is a true story. I'm going to show you pictures on my phone that I took of my Amazon account. So, my girlfriend's phone broke. I gave her my old phone, and despite my best efforts, I thought I wiped everything, logged off everything. It wasn't the case, and she found herself logging into some websites that were still in my name, and she let me know there's still some leftovers. One of which was Amazon, and she ordered some things. So it might be hard to see. My name is up there.
We're
First of all, go me. But it gets worse. So lingerie. Yeah, it might be hard to tell. So lingerie and then fucking mannequins.
Wow.
I knew it was gonna take a while before I started seeing some really weird, fucked up targeted ads. But the very same day I noticed this shit pops up on my Facebook. Those are like moon shoes.
I want those.
On wheels. I
want
to
those.
order them.
I want
and
those.
how those are related to a sexy lingerie mannequin loving fucking order, I don't know. But apparently Wish.com thinks I'm some sort of fucking creeper supervillain, which we are gonna come back to. So after I got off quarantine, I came back home and I found out my roommate still had she'd snuck in her abusive boyfriend. So what you guys need to know is that I kicked his ass out in January. My roommate, I politely said, hey, let's talk about this situation like a reasonable human being. And she basically ignored me and refused to talk about it. Popped in a handful of times. So anyway, things haven't been great. But we get back to my place, me and my girlfriend, fresh out of quarantine, are ready to fucking throw this guy out. He's not here, but my roommate comes out and I said, hey, he can't come here anymore. She's like, I'm allowed a guest. And she runs to her room and proceeds to just tell us through the door. It's like, leave me alone. And I'm like, no, Des, you refused to talk to us before, so we're going to talk about this now. This is the game we're playing now. I'm going to say my fucking piece. And it escalates and she yells. She calls the cops on me. Because she says, my roommate and his girlfriend won't let me leave. I'm feeling harassed and unsafe. We're like, you locked yourself in your room, you idiot. You can leave. Guys, I live with a child. She's 23 years old, and it's like she's arguing that we won't let her have a pet. A spitting pet, because in case I hadn't mentioned, when I kicked her boyfriend out, he threatened me, he threatened the property, and he spit in my shoe on his way out. So you can see why I don't want this motherfucker here. But she insists I'm allowed to have a guest. She will not acknowledge any of those things. So here's the funny part. As if the rest of it wasn't already fucking hilarious. She says, I've sent the note to the landlords. I said, what note? What are you talking about? She said, the note you left me. I'm like, what fucking note? She pops her head out and shows me a picture on her cell phone. It's a piece of paper. It's got 6 different lines. And at the top says, I write porn. The second line says, my roommate, something or other, I can't remember. And then like 4 other random lines. It was my fucking comedy set. I have a joke about writing porn, and I'll just tell you now. I tried writing porn. The hardest part about writing porn, getting up from the coffee shop to leave. Oh. That's it. This dumb fucking bitch took a random piece of paper that I do occasionally leave out. I have shared spaces, and I never thought she would ever care to look at them because they're nonsense. They're prompts. They don't make sense. Like, how egotistical do you have to believe that a random piece of paper is about you? Just because it has the words, my roommate. I've literally had 30 roommates in this place, okay? And if she tries to pull shit, I can prove I'm not a fucking pervert. Because look at this. Like, if you can read that, it says, the Writer's Lab, Best Women's Erotica, Lust, and Comedy. I have tried writing porn. We won't go into that. But like a true comedian, those books haven't really been touched in months. But my point is, I have books. I have notebooks worth of those meaningless prompts. Like, this chick could have picked up a fucking receipt off the floor and went, holy shit, guys. It says here, I'm royalty. Give me that. You dumbass, this is a receipt from Burger King. Like, and that's how egotistical you know she is, because that's coming from a fucking comedian. And I'll end on this. Like, I think I need to go back to my original way of passive aggressively talking shit about her, which was hiding messages in my grocery list, because that's how much sense it makes. You know, apples, bananas, bread, morons, milk, eggs, and of course, she's fucking. Yes, that's my time. Thank you very much.
I've been asking me if this was going to be recorded, and now I know why he is sending that shit to his roommate.
It's called evidence A.
Yeah, it's called We're All
listen,
Witnesses.
as an addition. Yeah. So the first time that happened, Don, I made that. I don't know if you were there. I made that look of like, what the fuck's going on? Because he ended up fucking choking her. So that's how I knew you had that look of, hey, something important is going on. And I came back, I did the show, and I joked with Bontrager, and I think Joe Gorman was there, and I said, guys, I may need you to be witnesses.
Oh, I thought you murdered someone. Witness. I thought you murdered someone, and you're like, oh no, don't murder someone here while I'm.
These are all just Prince George things. Like, just it's kind of like
we were the murder capital of
Bronx,
Canada for a while.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like the Bronx. You don't really like. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. Fucking girl got choked out. Yeah, okay. Like, it's sad, but I'm not surprised. That's all I'm saying.
Prince,
you know what else?
George.
Prince George. Yeah.
Why is it so?
If you guys do come to Canada, Prince George is probably not going to be one of your destinations. But it could be, I guess. Yeah, unless you want to see that guy. Who I want to see now is Tom Dykes, and tell me how your week.
I don't even know what to say about Prince George. There's so many like weird like dick piercing jokes I want to do, but Tom Dykes, get on in here.
How my week? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
I think she's
how's your week going?
Good week's
going. I haven't been able to yell about anything for a week. Yeah.
I mean, you can always just go out and try to yell outside in person, but I don't think it's going to accomplish the same thing. but jokes. Anyway. So I feel like if I see a product and it's for something that I think is really useful and helpful and it seems really nice, that product is probably lying. I feel like if a product is doing something that I just consider completely stupid and a waste of time, that product is telling the truth, right? So I see an ad on Pornhub. We've probably all seen this ad for something called Seminax, right? Which is just like, you'll jizz 2 to 3 more times more jizz than you were jizzing, be jizz, right? And I'm like, that probably does exactly what I think it does, because that's the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. Like, why do you need more cum? Like, what the fuck? Like, cum's the most annoying thing in the world, right? It's annoying on my hand. It's annoying on me. It's annoying on her. It's annoying on everybody. It's just bad, right? I would rather do half, but whatever. But like, so here's the deal, right? And I've always been annoyed by the cum on. Like, cum on your hand is always annoying. It's just something I'm always gonna deal with whenever things are done. I'm gonna have to fucking deal with this shit with the damn cum on my hand, right? It annoys the shit out of me. So I'm having sex with my girlfriend. I'm like, you want me to pull out, right? And she's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm like, okay, so then I'll just kind of like finish on you. Is that okay? And she's like, yeah, all this is cool, but like, well, but what? Well, shouldn't we have been having this conversation before we started having sex, not in the middle of having sex? And I'm like, yeah, I see your point. At the same time, bringing this up on the date can be kind of awkward, so I just moved it over here. Jokes. And so I do all of that. I pull out, I finish, and you know what I have? I have more cum in my hand. It's fucking annoying, guys. I thought I was going to escape the problem, but it still exists. It costs. I have to not pull out. That's it. It costs $50 not to have cum in my hand. That's fucking annoying. $17 if you're on Amazon. Actually, you can get 3 Plan B for $50 on Amazon. They're charging you like a 300% premium for not being prepared. I'm just saying, that's not a joke shopping advice. What else? I was having sex with my girlfriend and she was talking and I laughed at something. It wasn't at her. I was just laughing at something. She got this weird look on her face, and I just thought it's kind of weird. I never thought laughing at sex would be like a problem because, well, story time. So it's junior year of college. I'm a virgin. Hot chick wants to fuck me. Seems simple, right? Not if your depression has depression. Have you ever showed up somewhere so depressed that someone asks you if you're doing a Morrissey impersonation? Like, that was me in college, right? Somebody got it.
Morrissey.
Yeah, and like a consequence of that depression is people just going up to you and going, shower, Tom, shower. So you take a shower, and like, have you ever been like so depressed that when the water from the shower hits you, just like a pile of dirt falls to the floor of the shower? Like, that was what was happening. Anyway, so this chick was senior year now. She's skipping class with my friend Brondo, and she's like, man, I really want to fuck Tom. And Brondo's like, yeah, you should do that. She goes, but he keeps being weird and going away. And Brondo's like, yeah, you should fuck. He's really weird. You should go fuck him. It'll make him less weird. And so, okay, sure. And like, even like the Friday of the of what was happening, I wasn't registering I was about to get laid. Like, yeah, sure, I'll go drive to your house and watch Inglourious Bastards with you alone on a Friday night on a couch other people have clearly fucked on. Sure thing, buddy. And like, even as like clothes are coming off, it's like I'm in a competition to like say the most awkward thing that I've already said, even though the last 5 things were still the most awkward thing I've already said. And eventually I say something like, I'm just trying to get acclimated. And she's like, that's right, tit here, get acclimated. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting laid. And to continue this story, I could continue this story, but in order to do that, I have to tell you another story. I don't actually have to tell you the other story. I'm on stage. I'm in charge here. So Jimmy Page is the lead guitarist of Led Zeppelin. After a long day's work stealing music from black people, Jimmy Page goes to the bar. Posted up at the bar is Lori Maddox, a model and teenager, 14 years old. Now, if I hit on a 14-year-old and she figured it out, I think your reaction would be something like, ah!
Oh, Tom.
Just doesn't come back.
But this chick, oh my God, I get to date Jimmy Page. So they start going out, right? And he wants to take her with him on the road like a gentleman. So he goes to her mom and she's like, hi, can I take your daughter with me on the plane and fly her from place to place? And I go out on the plane to do my life on the road, but she stays on the plane and only is there to fuck me. And she can't leave because if anybody figures out what I'm doing, I could go to jail. Anyway, can I do that? And her mom was thrilled, totally thrilled. What mother wouldn't be, right? Oh, she's just like Christy Presley, she said, referring to the 13-year-old Elvis started dating when he was 23. Y'all know Elvis, right? Because I can't help falling in love with a teenager. I think I'm at time. My name's Tom Dykes. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, Sir Dykes of Dykenwood.
You know, if Jimmy Page can do it, why can't the guy from You? Yeah.
Why can't the guy from You?
I don't know his real name. I was just typing like I don't even know if I could picture Tom Cruise's face if I tried. I don't know actors' names. I just know that like some comedian recently is like the newest pedophile for getting a photo of a 17-year-old girl.
Funny. See, you shouldn't say that there's something funny about this, but the funny thing about Chris D'Elia being a pedophile on a show, and he was portraying a pedophile on the show when all this shit came out. So like,
gross. What happened to you?
Could they have guessed?
What happened?
Tom Cruise in a couple of these has like really wide cheeks.
Yeah, as soon as you said that though, bringing up Chris D'Elia, I'm like, he fucking looks like Tom Cruise. Give him a little bit longer hair, but
Tom's I feel like
being a pedophile or being into Scientology. I
feel like he's gotten work done. I don't know.
Oh, he's definitely got
no.
one.
Apparently he's got a center tooth. If you look at it,
what is happening? He's got a center tooth.
Yep, he has a symmetrical face. So rather than two teeth in the on each side of his symmetrical line, they go down the center of one.
No, what?
Why is this so enjoyable to just click on every picture of Tom Cruise? Like, I don't play cell phone. Why is there a Clooney in here? What? I got Clooney sneaked in. Like, I get why this guy sneaked in because he made that deep fake bullshit. But like, and who's this guy? Oh, that's Youngie. That's so Youngie Tom Cruisey. Oh my God, baby Cruisey. Baby Cruisey.
Well, you know what? Who doesn't have work done?
This is
by
my
the
favorite
looks of it,
Cruise.
but
This is my favorite Cruise.
I don't
All right.
care about Tom Cruise.
I needed to find a penultimate Cruise. Okay, fuck you. All right.
He has many faces. That's really, really concerning to me.
It is.
As a
he's
woman
so old.
who doesn't even wear makeup, it's really concerning to me that there's a man that doesn't that could have many faces. Like, I'm giving you one face. I try to take good care of it, but it's the one face I have. Give me one face too, please. Please.
Give me one face too.
As well. Give me one face as well. As I give you one face. Oh God, dude, that's so scary.
Oh yeah.
So I guess this is the center tooth we're talking about, but I feel like it's just his whole jaws just was shifted.
So,
over.
you know, I was kind of thinking it's more like a jaw.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
David K has a nice smile. Doesn't look weird at all.
David K doesn't have a fucking center tooth. A goddamn. Thanks for coming.
It's correct to bring my straight teeth here. They're fake. Actually, half of them are fake. So, veneers. All veneers.
Do you suggest going all veneer if you can, or how's it treating you? This is free time.
What's that?
If we had the money to go all gold teeth or something, do you think we should?
Oh, I would definitely go all veneer. If I were looking for a full face of perfect teeth, yeah, I would definitely go all veneer.
All right.
I know a guy that did, so.
Oh. I'm waiting for clone teeth. You know, I'm waiting for him to be able to grow my teeth in a petri dish.
When I looked at his smile, I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And he's like, yeah, they're all fake. I'm like, what?
All right, that sells it. If the other guy likes him, if you like him, yeah, I get it. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Wow, thanks for having me here. This is my first time with you folks, so I really appreciate your allowing me to come in. I'm sure everybody else has been working on material well before they came on to do their set, but I was more concerned with my background and how shiny my forehead looked. And I also appreciate the fact that of everyone on here, no one's got a ring light. Thank you. So I guess I'm going to just start out with a couple of things. I want to mention one thing first. First, I'm prepping for a dry bar comedy special in April, which is it's really exciting, but it's also really nerve-wracking because I've spoken with some friends of mine, done some time on my, went over some of the material that I was doing, and they're like, forget that, don't do it. So what I want to do is I'm just going to try out some very clean material that I've been working on. And if you have any notes on it, that would be great. So, but one of the things I'm very afraid of is dying, and not just here, but not just there, but just in general. And I think I'm probably going to die of a stroke because all of my family died of a stroke. My dad's stroke, mother's stroke, all my grandparents, my mother's brother, my uncle struck by lightning, which is more of a strike than a stroke, but he was struck. So it was a strike, and more of a stroke of bad luck than anything else. And I told my wife that I was probably going to die of a stroke, and I asked her how she was going to go, and she said, I'm probably going to die in a fiery car crash. So it's like, really? You know what? I think I'll drive from here. Why don't you pull over? Now my biggest fear is I'm going to have a stroke while I'm driving with her in the car and actually be the cause of the fiery car crash, simultaneously fulfilling both of our end-of-life prophecies. Prophecies, predictions. So the last thing I want to do is go together. I don't want to go together because then my family's going to have to come out and clean out my house. And I would hate the fact that they would come to my house and realize that I have absolutely nothing of value, nothing. And they're going to like, he's a hoarder. And I'm like, I'm not a hoarder, but I love watching that show because after every episode, I'm like, you know what? My life's not that bad. Things are pretty good. At least I don't have to do a GI crawl over newspaper to get into the bedroom every day. And I'll tell you this, I met my wife online. I met her on a dating app, which is kind of disturbing because she found me the same way I look for a cheap hotel. I mean, there was no romantic proposal. She just added me to her cart. I thought she was the love of my life. Turned out all she wanted was free Wi-Fi and the fact that I allowed pets. Free cancellation policy? I don't know. Let's see. This other thing too is one thing about life is when you realize that after your parents are gone, all your aunts and uncles are gone, there's a sobering reality to life, and that is you're next. All right, let's see what else. Because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Tomorrow, just like everybody always says, tomorrow you could be crossing the street and get hit by a bus, which is why I've moved to a town with no mass transit. But people say you only live once, so you got to live like, YOLO, live like you only live once. But what about people who believe in reincarnation? They keep coming back and quite possibly get hit by that same bus over and over and over again. And and before people got hit by buses, and I know this is kind of a trite subject, but what did people get hit by before buses? I mean, with the pioneers are like, you never know. Tomorrow you could walk out of the wagon and get run down by a herd of buffalo. I don't know. That's just the. Oh, and this is the one thing I do want to leave. I want to leave this. I do want to leave as an accident. I don't want to leave. I do want to die unexpectedly, because I think if that's the way you're going to go, you should die unexpectedly, because I want to leave this earth like I arrived here, unplanned, completely by accident. Usually I end with that joke with tagging it with, and with any luck, I'll be naked and forcefully removed from a vagina. But I know that I can't do that in Provo, Utah, for a bunch of Mormons. So with that, I will bid adieu and thank you for allowing me these few moments on this amazing and quite scary open mic night.
Thanks for coming. I think you could say vagina, just say hoo-ha.
I had hoo-ha. I had saying hoo-ha. You know what? It's Mormons. And man, I'll tell you what, they don't like to talk about the hoo-ha.
I know, but I think if you drop one hoo-ha at the end,
Oh.
then all it's like a hit and run. You run away. It's like, it's like I just said hoo-ha, and then you just run away. And it's like everyone does the fanning. And like,
off the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I had the balls to say hoo-ha, but you know what? I've said hoo-ha. I've said hoo-ha at Catholic church fundraisers. But I know, and this was the thing about the Provo. They said there's clean and then there's Provo clean. And
oh no.
And I realized that if you think in your brain, okay, if you have any doubt, just don't do it. That's if you question it, just don't do it. So
well, my reasoning is that on like a 70s version of what is it? Is it the one where the married couples come on? What's it called? Anyways,
they say the Newlywed Game.
Yeah, Newlywed Game. They say like hoo-ha or like what they say whoopee all the time for sex. Yeah. Whoopee. You know what I mean? So like and then dropped out of here. And they just run away. Anyways. Thanks for coming.
Running away like Zoidberg.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. What are you typing, Duan? Who's up next? What's happening?
So up next is Jason Osborne, but quickly, I just wanted to say, David, Sebastian Smith is a comedian / writer in the Displaced group. If you don't know him, he is out of Salt Lake City and has like all he does for work basically is write for Mormon audiences.
Oh,
so
really?
if you
What's
do
his
want
name again?
Sebastian Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, his last name Smith? What a shock.
I know, right? He just did like some screenplays for like a Mormon Little Mermaid.
Well, yeah, and he's been trying to fight them to be like, let's not make it 90% Mormon. Let's make it like 40% Mormon, and it's been funny to hear him try to do that.
So he might be a good connect for you to.
Thank you.
Yeah. Up next, Jason Osborne. I can't believe he's sat outside of a bar this whole time. I mean, are you dedicated to me or are you dedicated to getting into that bar? I can't tell.
Jason Osborne, the dedication of the passive Canadians. Come on in.
He turned down a job today just so he could do what he's doing right now. How fucking awesome is that? That is YOLO, David. That is YOLO.
Thanks for coming. Jason Osborne tried to unmute himself, but I don't know. Unmuted song. It's still stuck for some. Hey, there you go.
Hey,
there you
okay.
go. Thanks for
How
coming,
about that?
Jason Osborne.
So just to be clear, I'm not actually outside the bar. I'm on the patio. So I've been like drinking the whole time.
You infiltrated.
But
Sure.
well, they're not seating anybody inside. They're seating it's like I think it's like 12 degrees outside. So it's like, you know, Canadian summer. So everyone can sit outside, not give everyone the virus. So just so you know, everybody was very funny today, but I was silenced by Von Trigger, so I wasn't able to laugh at any of your jokes. So I apologize for that. Yeah, so if you want to comment about that, you can just say like Jason, who happens to be black, was silenced by Von Trigger, who happens to be white. And
I will silence you any day of the week. Don't make
you
me.
you can throw in that he caught me staring at Don, who also happens to be white, and then like let's see what kind of blowback we got on that. But also like Tom Cruise's tooth got like more time on stage than I did, right? And also the word hoo-ha got more time than I did, right? You guys sounded like Al Pacino, like trying not to say pussy and like hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Yeah, so yeah, Don asked if I wasn't there because I had a job, and I got a job offer, but the job started today. I wasn't gonna take the job anyway, but like especially because it started today. So if you don't know, St. Patrick's Day, and I'm at an undisclosed bar outside of Toronto because all the bars in Toronto are still closed for like indoor dining, and they don't have enough space for patios because like it's just there's no room for patios basically. So like I got to this bar and I haven't been to a bar in about 6 months. So I just like grabbed onto the bar and kissed it and told it how much I missed it. And then and then I didn't even know what else was going on. So I kissed it, missed it. Yeah. Yeah, right. Because who's better to represent St. Patrick's Day on black guy, right? The blacks and the Irish look very different, but we actually have a lot in common, right? So before like the black people got discriminated against, the Irish would get discriminated against, right? Back in the old days, you used to apply for work, and then like they'd have signs that say like help wanted, Irish need not apply. And then like the black guys showed up and they're like, yeah, they let the Irish guys off the hook, right? We both like escaped countries with like poverty and like hunger, and Irish Catholics don't believe in birth control, and black guys don't believe in condoms, right? That's tomorrow's problem. There's also a black version of the telling of St. Patrick's Day, and it features Samuel L. Jackson, right? And they say stuff like, in the beginning, Ireland was overrun by snakes, and a man named Patrick stood up and took a stand and said, I have had enough of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking country. I'm opening up some borders. I drove all the snakes out of Ireland and left them to die. Said, yeah, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell. He left one snake, and everybody in Ireland was free to celebrate Christianity. And he quoted the Bible. He said, and I will strike down with great anger and furious vengeance, and you will know my name as the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. Shot the snake in the head. Oh yeah, you can't tell because we're on Zoom and you can only see my face, if anything. I actually wear a kilt. I'm good for now, thanks. Yeah, I wear a kilt for St. Patrick's Day. It's the only excuse to get to wear a kilt. And then some people try to like make fun of it and call it a skirt, right? But this thing is paid for itself in free drinks, right? So like you call it a skirt all you want, but I'm not paying for alcohol, right? I don't even remember there's a wrestler named Roddy Piper. He used to wear a kilt, and then like when they're trying to insult him, they call it a skirt and you get like pissed and like fight everybody, right? Because nobody ever bought him a drink, right? You want to insult him, then buy him a drink and like you'll be cool after that. How am I doing on time?
I was just about to give you the 1 minute.
1 minute. All right. Let me go to the bag here. Okay. I'll do a vaccine joke. So there's a vaccine in Canada called what was that? Something Leviticus or something. And apparently one of the side effects is that it gives you like a raging boner. Like so like that's the so that's like the main side effect of it. So in pharmacies, like they give the shot in pharmacies. So they're gonna have to start having a smush room like in Jersey Shore. So then you get like the you get the vaccine and then you get a raging boner, and then there's a room you can go into and have sex to like get rid of the boner, right? So that's the new vaccination process here. That one's still in the works, but I guess that's all I got. So I was gonna give whatever time I have left back to the room. So you've been a great audience. You're my favorite audience. Give it back to Don and Bon.
Jason
Thank you,
Osborne,
Jason.
giving boners to everyone in Canada. Thanks for coming.
All I could think of was some like SVU shit where like the government is like, oh yeah, you have this boner, you can go to this room in this cup and take care of it. And then like 20 years later, this person finds out they have like 150 children. That's what I imagine happening. Yeah.
Oh my god. So one thing I liked about Jason's set was the Abigail missed an old man's mustache behind Jason. There's like an old man mustache just being like this, like pretending to not hear Jason telling jokes to someone on a phone, be like, yep, I'm enjoying beer outside as well. Like it's kind of like a it was kind of like a what's that? Oh fuck, I'm just losing names today. But that old cowboy man that was in The Dude, that was in the Big Lebowski, and he was also in Tombstone. He's got that big old man curly white mustache. That guy. So it was like, yes. So you know your mustaches. But so then like so I feel like I feel like if that old man over Jason's shoulder would just kind of like dedicate to that lifestyle, he could have that mustache. You know what I mean? Like it wants to do that, but he keeps cutting it short and making it like an impotent mustache. But he, Jason doesn't want to tell people in Canada how to grow their mustaches because he's Canadian.
And David, you're new to the group, but if
so
Abigail's single, she's hot, all you need is mustache. Oh, well, she's not single. Well, all you need is a mustache, and you're going to go on the wait list.
Yeah, she's willing to accept your application. You have to submit just a picture of just this. Just this one right here. She'll get to the rest later, but she just wants to start out a mustache.
Oh gosh. Rosani, does your husband have a mustache?
He has a mustache and beard.
Wow.
Whoa. Rosani's got a super villain. What? You got a super villain. Let's send you some tigers too. I mean, he's got a mustache and a beard. Like, let's get you a flamethrower. Let's get you some tigers, some wolves. Do you like? What's your favorite? You have to get some guard animals. Honestly, like, just let me know what guard animal you want after your set. I'll talk to a guy. I know a guy. Thanks for.
You know what? I don't know if Bontrager is trying to help or sabotage your intro, but it certainly relieves me from having to say anything every week. He just comes in with something wacky. I don't know where your imagination goes with Rosani, but it is whack.
I just drink the coffee, and then I'm like, don't talk about Fortnite. Don't talk about Fortnite. Don't talk about Fortnite. Don't talk about. Alligators totally. You notice how I start with like the A animal.
Acknowledgement for being a strong, independent woman in comedy. That's what she needs.
Speaking of Fortnite, one of my skins in my locker is just labeled random strong woman skin because I have it shuffled on my favorite strong women skins. Anyways, thanks for coming, super villain. Super villain Rosani.
And every time you open it, you can think about giving her a good intro instead of talking about video games next week. That's what I'm going to do.
Saving your ass, Dawn. So I don't even want to hear it. You don't have an intro. Fine. Give Rosani an intro. How about this, Dawn? I'm sorry, Rosani. You're the best. Do a new intro for Rosani. Fuck you, Dawn. Let's do it now.
Do it now. All right. Out of the Toronto area. She's following the rules. She's staying inside. She's got hot jokes, and she's going to fuck you up, Bontrager. Let's go, Rosani.
Whoa. Whoa. Right. All I know is I'm getting old because I used to say things like, you have dimples. I hate you. And now, as I'm aging, I realize beauty comes from within. So I say things like, You're regular, like without laxatives? Please. Um, and what is this thing about push presents? That's another thing that makes me feel old because like now my cousin's getting a Gucci bag for pushing out a baby. My friend got a Louis Vuitton for pushing out a baby. All I got for a push present were hemorrhoids. You know that if you have siblings, they are a pain in the ass. But if anybody messes with them, you mess with my brother, you mess with me. So I found out he had a bully in grade 3. Yeah, Brian the bully, he didn't tell me because he knew that I could do some serious damage. He didn't want his sister being called into the principal's office. So I finally got Brian, and I was like, you know what? Ease off from my brother, you know? And then also my hair, because he had my ponytail like wrapped around his wrist, maybe 3 or 4 times. That's when I realized he was both of our bullies. I recently watched a documentary on hysterical strength. You know, that's when people do the impossible, like a mom can lift a car off of her child, and then my husband looks at me and goes, you think that if you saw me getting beat up, you would just get out of that wheelchair? And I was like, damn, that's wishful thinking. Like, you think if I ever walk again, I'm not just going to walk right out of this relationship? That's cute. I'm in an interabled relationship. I'm in a wheelchair. He's an able-bodied guy, you know, so I'm in it for the diaper changes. He's in it for the free parking, you know. Yep. So I'm in the wheelchair because of MS. So I have this thing where my nerves are damaged. So I feel things later. I mean, I can get burned and not feel it. I can get bruised and not feel it. I can have an orgasm and not feel like admitting it, right? I mean, three's my favorite number. Caregiver fight. Okay, so people wonder, how do I fight with my husband, right? He's my caregiver. I'm an MS patient. And it's easy. Like when he gets mad at me, he goes behind my back and turns on the manual brakes. And he tells me it's a good time to sit and think. He calls it tough love. I call the abuse hotline. Okay, you know what? I think I tried out some of the new stuff, so I'm just gonna throw it back to you guys, Von Traeger and Dawn.
Oh, thanks for coming. You're welcome to riff for another 2 minutes if you'd like.
No, I'm good. Maybe you guys can think of an intro.
But yeah, you have VIP status anytime you want. Thanks for coming.
So I just say Rosani is a VIP. I had to create that fake alt account, and she was the first person I friend requested, and she was the only person that actually accepted it. So I think so.
Probably because all the other requests went to the spam folder.
I was like, what? Should I accept Yanni Donnie? She has no friends. I was her only friend.
That's so funny. Okay, I guess I have to look at my spam folder.
Still be my only friend. Jason be like, yo, let's hang out. Let's go have a drink. And then he's going to be like, you know what? Maybe not. Nah, never again. Never again. I tip tables. I make a scene. And I'll just help Rosani bully her husband.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Right?
Well,
I'm really good at it.
I just got news that like some of my my meds became like street meds, like how, yeah. And I know that because my pharmacist will call and be like, next time you pick it up, I need you to bring in ID. And I'm like, oh, nice. Street level.
This stuff's legit now.
Yeah. I mean, while we're all on EI, you know, so I gotta hustle somehow. We gotta hustle somehow. If I got my kid tested for ADHD and it came through, that'd be a great way to supplement income. I wouldn't give those pills to him. Save them for the people that really need it, you know, like on the downtown east side. Anyway, so we got Greg. He's always sitting back in his office looking like he's better than all of us, reminding us that he's got an education. He's got
All
an
the way from
education,
Chicago.
He's got a job.
He's got education.
A wife.
He's bona fide. He's got bona fides.
He's got bona fides. A microphone that looks like a dildo. He's got.
He used to put a sock on it, and it was creepy, right? Or was that the different mic?
It was my old mic, but then I became a professional, and I got this new mic.
You got a professional. I hear Gregory Matthews is the only person in the world that can heal people by telling dick jokes. Gregory Matthews, extra
This is my 25th open mic, and I don't think I've ever actually told a dick joke.
Break it open, break it wide open, baby.
So I'm gonna do 20 minutes on dick jokes. I hope it's okay if I go way over my time.
Hell yeah.
It's just nonstop dick jokes. Do you guys ever feel like you're living life like Benjamin Button, but in reverse? Just sort of how I feel lately with the pandemic. Anyway, I want to tell you about Tom and Steve. Tom and Steve are names I made up for myself when I talk to people on the phone. Tom is for the God people and Steve is for the money people. So let's dive into this. I make up characters for the phones. So there's these billboards on the highway that say things like, after you die, you'll meet God, or lust destroys, Jesus saves, and there is evidence for God, or as I like to call them, outright lies. And there's this phone number at the bottom of these things, and the number is 834-TRUTH. And if you call this number, you'll get to talk to a random volunteer who has agreed to answer the phones that day. All these volunteers are Amish Mennonites. They're almost exclusively men, and they're predominantly from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. They are vehemently against war because Jesus was a pacifist, and they take the Bible literally. Like Jonah got swallowed by a reel, they think that. And I know this because I called this number on my way to work every day for 3 years. 45 minutes on my way to work, 45 minutes on my way home from work. I had conversations with the Amish Mennonites every single day. The conversations would go like this. I would say, hello. They would say, hello, thank you for calling Gospel Billboards, which, by the way, is an incredibly uncreative name. They rent billboards and put gospel stuff on them, and they're like, what should we call ourselves? Let's be Gospel Billboards. That's like a company that makes cars calling themselves Car Company. Come on. Anyway, so they would say, thank you for calling Gospel Billboards, and I would say, I'd pretend to be this guy from Connecticut named Tom, and I'd say, oh, hey, it's Tom from Connecticut. God isn't real, and humans evolved from apes. And then we would talk for 45 minutes about how I was wrong, and I would tell them they were wrong, and it would go on. But these people will not hang up on you. And I know this because I tried every day for 3 years. For instance, I once had a 20-minute conversation with Earl from Kentucky, one of my personal favorites to get answering the phone, about whether pegging was okay in the eyes of Jesus. So Earl didn't know what pegging was. So Tom is a very polite man. He's a polite atheist. And he had to explain what pegging was to Earl. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but it is an absolute delight to explain pegging to a Bible literalist stranger over the phone. So Earl was thinking about this. Earl actually got a Bible out to try to find the answer. And he read me some Bible verses from Deuteronomy and ultimately ruled that pegging was okay as long as it's between a man and a woman and within the sanctity of marriage. You don't usually hear the terms pegging and sanctity in the same sentence, but Earl from Kentucky is a special man. So in case anyone was wondering, that's the answer to whether pegging is okay. Bob Traeger looks like a man who was thinking about that.
Sanctity, dude. That's
Thanks for
like
taking
sanctity
that
covers a lot of shit, dude. It's like, don't fucking come in my house while I'm fucking my wife. I'll do it on a hover round. Fuck you.
That's true. Course of several years, I actually became legit friends with a few of these guys. And one of these guys, Johnny Miller, who has a very complicated relationship with his son. He's been in the faith, out of the faith, back and forth. Fascinating relationship. He asked me a question that I've never been able to stop thinking about. He said to me, Tom from Connecticut, atheist Tom from Connecticut, what evidence would you need for you to believe in God? And I was like, mind blown. That's such a deep question. And I thought deeply about this for a very long time. And the two answers that I've come up with are, one, if God was able to manifest himself in my bedroom while I was in bed just about to go to sleep, and he came down and he said, hey, I'm God and I'm real, that would work for me. I would believe it then. The other option is I need an Ebenezer Scrooge situation. 3 spirits, 1 night, and I want to get the fly. Either of these will work. So, your move, God. That's me tempting God, which is, we'll see what happens here. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you need help moving a couch, you're out of luck. But if you need advice on how to become best friends with an Amish Mennonite over the phone, I'm your man. That's what I'm trying to say. I had a bunch more stuff, but it looks like I'm out of time. So I'm just going to say, follow me on TikTok at Fat Greggy! Have a great day, everybody. This is a fantastic open mic. And everyone loves the 2 hosts, Bontrager and Yanni.
Thanks. Well, actually, if you want to vamp for a little bit, you could rip. I mean, Dawn went to go barf or something. Oh, wait, she's back. Thanks for coming. What happened over there?
It's a good thing I only live in a small house, unlike Devin Flynn, so I can get to the bathroom and back before the show's over.
Did you barf? What happened?
No, I said I had to pee.
Oh, okay. It looked like you were like you just left immediately.
Laughing and I'm sorry, but I've had 2 children and my bladder doesn't work the same anymore. Those Kegel exercises, they do good for the men, but not good for me.
So you're saying that they should really good comedians should offer adult diapers to women who go to the shows.
Ask Rosanny for her
also
recommendation.
barf bags.
Yeah.
Barf bags. I have puked on the show twice.
It's really funny. It's really easy to brand both of those products. I'm sure you could get adult diapers with like Dawn and Buon. We could totally we could do that. Yeah, Dawn and Buon, adult diapers and barf bags. I think we can do that.
Buy it.
Oh my God, Rosania's husband will be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" Just watch your face, right there. Yeah, straight up. What the?
Yeah, he's competitive.
Dawn and Buon's adult diapers. Don't show us pictures of them
Bond.
used.
Bond, he'd be like, "Oh, you like Bond's mustache?" And we're okay. We done.
You could use that to get him to do anything you fucking want.
I
Just be
know.
like, man, look at how hot this guy is. Next day,
I know.
he's looking like David Kaye down there.
Yeah, you want exactly. You want him on my diaper or in my diaper? And then my husband would be like, no, okay, I'll take care of it.
Goodness. I think we have gone through almost everyone today. I think we have. But there's still one person. She is exciting.
What is it? Is it Laura Croft from Fortnite?
Purple, and Laura Croft's got nothing on her. Thank you.
It just kind of blocked out your voice for when you were yelling at me. That was so great.
Laura Croft's got fucking nothing on Abigail Nolan. Let's make that very clear for the stream.
Because of my boobs.
Yes, but also other things. But your boobs definitely help.
Yeah, Laura Croft doesn't have much of a personality. She's just like, I'm gonna get a thing, and why is that man after me? Can you?
Oh no, not the men. No.
Yeah, what does Laura Croft like to cook? Or make her butler cook for her?
Doesn't she kill wild things? I thought she's kind of like a wild woman. I've never played
it, but I don't think she eats the saber-toothed tiger or the raptor she killed underground.
Ooh, that would be an interesting twist, though.
Boring.
Well, dinosaurs would taste like chicken, so dinosaurs actually taste really good, probably.
Well, you know what? I'm nominating Abigail to be the next Laura Croft. Let's see what kind of joke she's got for us today.
Abigail.
Okay. I put on a tank top today, so I look like I beat up men. I don't know if you guys remember that joke from earlier.
I was.
That's all I wanted to be, was just somebody who can kick ass. That's it. But I woke up so mad this morning. Also, like, I'm a sleepwalker, and I woke up with a glass of water and a butter knife on my back, my back stairs of my house. That was pretty scary. I don't know why, but I woke up really mad, probably over something that like happened that like 10 years ago, like a sane individual would do. This girl, we were like hanging out at like one of those sleepovers, not one of the gay ones, sadly. And she like looked at me and she's like, Abigail, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, we're about to get into high school. Shit's getting serious. Like, what do you want to be? And I was like, I want to do what Andy Samberg does. I want to be a comedian. And she's like, you can't handle that, Abigail. 1, you're not that funny. 2, gosh, you're too sensitive. And I was like, oh gosh, you're right. I'll never do that. That sounds fucking despicable. And I just started stalking her Facebook page. I was like, this bitch, she doesn't even know. She does not even know what it's like. And I found out that Jessica, because like I don't mind dropping this name, ended up fucking her stepdad. So that's something that she can't handle. While she was like trying out for Family Pies, like I've just been like doing my best. But like I honestly have never seen a full-length porn before. Did they go back to being a normal family? Is that how porn ends? I doubt it. I honestly, we weren't joking about the mustache thing earlier. I wasn't at all. That's dead ass serious. Like, I wish I was attracted to normal things on a guy, but like if they have a mustache, they're emotionally unavailable and they're funny. Oh my God. I'm like Niagara Falls down there. And like, oh my God, if he has like a Jar Jar Binks impersonation, fuck, you might as well have chosen Squirtle, because like you're getting the water gun attack. Like, oh God, I hope there's nerds here. But like, I have like tried to date like mustache guys before, but like it always ends terribly. Like this one guy, I was out on a date a couple of weeks ago, and we were just talking, and he asked, like, he was telling me like, oh, I play in this band. I was like, hell yeah, brother, love that, ruined my life, daddy. And he was just like, yeah, but I only get to play in this band once a week at church now. You know how hard it is to not be a piece of shit? Like, I had to stare at this man and be like, that's great, I'm glad you have a sense of community. I hope it's not a problem that I'm Jewish. And he asked if I was committed to that. Like, what? I don't understand. No, like other guys that I've dated, they're equally garbage. This one guy I was hanging out with for a while, like definitely too long, asked me how many baby carrots I can fit inside of my vagina. It's one. It's one. I don't have like a mid-sized sedan situation down there. It's just like super tight. And God, that's so weird to talk about. I have a vagina. That's so weird. Nobody should have those. They're disgusting. But like, I wish like I had better judgment for sure. Like, I didn't know I was gonna end up dating foodies. Nobody wants that. Baby carrot walks into a vagina. Yeah, that's like, do you know what it's like to go to the fucking gynecologist and say, what's up, doc, and feel like a fucking hilarious person? I'm just like, what's up? Just pop out like a baby carrot every 5 seconds. They're like, where do these bags come from? Like, oh God. This guy, he wanted to get a bag and go crazy. My vagina's now a cornucopia. And like, if, he's like taking pictures or something, do you think he's going to want to add sauce? Is it going to be ranch? I don't know. You're probably wondering, like, Abigail, who is this mustachioed man? I'm here to tell you guys, it's Yosemite Sam. 100%. I'm pretty sure like my biggest fantasy is to like to be tied up and like thrown onto like the railroad tracks when a train's coming. And that's just from like my cartoon stage as a child. Or after the wabbits. Jesus Christ. I need to stop reading the chat when I do these stupid fucking lines. Like, what if there was just like a dating app just like dedicated to like guys with mustaches? Like, you have to have a mustache to be here. You have to promise on like something stupid and be like, I'm not a serial killer, I promise. And like, it's set up for guys with mustaches and art teachers. And like, that's it, because there's no other way. You got to feed into the stereotypes or it doesn't matter. That's my time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming, Abigail. I'll let all my past male art, male and female. How about all of them? They're all pretty hot. Art teachers. What? Oh, oops, wrong one.
Able to screen share? Am I allowed? How do I do this? Can
Do
I
what?
do that?
Oh, share a screen.
Screen share? Yeah.
Let's see.
I need to.
Okay, do it.
How? Share screen.
You press the
Okay,
screen share
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like this one. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Ma'am.
Why? What? Why?
In all my research, how have I never come across this picture before?
Why?
Search.
Why did you want to share that?
Tom, they taste better with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and sour cream, and I just fucking lost it with that image. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
So I used to work in a Mexican restaurant, and it does explain why we would get a lot of women come in for Taco Tuesday.
Like, the worst part about that is that there was an image to match that description. Like, you know what I mean? I found an image within like 5 seconds.
I'm telling you, the internet. You type in taco vagina anything. It's called you just think it up. Okay, let's think of it right now. Let's think of something around. A dick sandwich.
That's what everybody's thinking.
Tom, shut up. A dick sandwich. With a how about a Smurf dick?
Ooh.
Type in Smurf
Papa
dick.
Smurf.
Yeah, type in Smurf dick into Google. What do you want? What do you want?
Already,
Is that where we get blue
I'm
waffles
already
from?
hoping that
Yeah,
my kid
it's
doesn't
definitely
look at my
blue
search history.
They're like really cheesy hentai.
Yeah, no.
Can I tell you?
Hentai?
Can I tell you a really quick Thanksgiving story that happened when I was like 19?
Yes.
I was I was dating this girl who lived about an hour and a half away from me, and we used to talk on the phone all the time. And separate from that, my mother and my sister are both artists, and so we're having Thanksgiving dinner one time, and my mother and sister are discussing these art classes they're taking, and my mother says, this is during Thanksgiving dinner, there's like 18 people at our house. And she says, you know, David's a really good artist too. And I'm like, really? And she's like, oh yeah, David draws all the time. I had forgotten that I had drawn a picture of the standard picture, just like that with the taco, of the girl's legs spread apart with a vagina and the boobs. And I had drawn that on a piece of paper while I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone. And I forgot about it. And my mother found it, and she pulls out the drawing and shows it to everybody at the dining room table. And she's like, look, see what a great artist he is. I'm like, holy fuck. I had done it like 3 or 4 months before. I completely forgot that I did it. And they just passed the thing around the room. I'm like, no, you can't look at that. And they just passed it from every person across, everybody in the room, so that they could see it. And it, you know what, that story came up time and time again during Thanksgiving, like for every year for like 15 years.
Never do anything. Never do anything on any holiday or any nothing that's because they'll never shut the fuck up about it, just like I will never shut up about Tom Cruise. I just typed in Tom Cruise kissing, and look at all these gross
David, I don't think
pictures
that
I just
story's
found.
provo clean.
I haven't even go.
No straight people
I
allowed.
didn't even go deep into it. Safe search is off. I want, and it's just like I don't need. Why do I need to Google? What you do? No.
David, I actually cannot wait to be able to embarrass my children like that. Like I'm just, I honestly, like, it's the thing that keeps me going. It's the thing that keeps me going is that someday it's going to come back around and I'm going to make them feel so embarrassed. I can't wait.
Hey, Don,
Oh,
is it a thing for parents that, like, obviously there's going to be embarrassing moments and you probably capture some of those on camera. Is it a thing for parents when their kids start acting out as teenagers, you can, like, start releasing the photos like, oh, you didn't clean your room? Guess who shared a picture today of you in your diapers?
Are you gonna? No, we don't blackmail your children because then they'll blackmail you back. You don't want to start that cycle.
You do.
You don't want to start that
course
cycle.
you do.
Why
You
would
don't want
parents?
to start that.
Of course you blackmail your children. Do you have kids on Trigger?
I know, but don't you want to? But you don't want to get blackmailed back. They also have camera phones.
No,
you don't want to start a
they-
cycle. Blackmail
Yeah, but
begets
you've been
blackmail.
compiling
No,
it since
if you're
Tom
parent-
Cruise pictures beget Tom Cruise pictures. Like
Put them in
it's
a
a
nursing home in
vicious
New York
cycle.
during the pandemic.
Every
If
other
your
day.
children,
And they also will care for you when you're old. So
No, they
that's
won't.
another- Well, they will.
no, they
will.
won't.
Well, that's what I
Rosani,
said.
Rosani's children are going to be the only people that take care of her because she's not white.
Oh,
God damn it, Bontrager.
oh God.
White people, they just abandon their parents. I can't wait.
No.
Wait.
No, actually 2 years ago, my daughter was like, does this mean I have to take care of you? And I was like, maybe, please.
That's what it would
How
look
old
like
you
if
got it,
Lady
Rosanna?
Gaga wore a Popeye sandwich.
These are a lot of
Listen,
sexy
I also
sandwiches.
wanna say
Actually,
that
these are sexy
Bontrager,
sandwiches.
you have fucking failed as a parent if your child is smart enough to blackmail you. I'm just saying, like, my kids know that, and even if they don't, they just believe that I am always going to be smarter. I'm always going to know what they're doing. Like, as the moment that they stop believing that, then I'm done. I'm 5'2". I'm 120 pounds. My kids already
Stop
almost
bragging.
I know. I'm so sorry. I worked really hard over the toilet bowl for this, Abigail. I did. Worked really hard.
All right, to end it out, what else should I? What's last thing should I type into the image search? I don't think we have anyone left on the list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk about our feelings.
What should I type in?
Pepper salad.
Am I okay?
Oh, that's an answer that Google can't answer.
Smurf taco vagina. That should be the final. That should be the final. That'll be
Super
our
salad.
closing.
Well, the salad isn't going to burn on your private parts, so.
Ooh, it could. Yummy, yummy.
It will if you use vinaigrette. So I'm
Good point. How acidic is my vagina?
How acidic is?
How acidic can my vagina get?
Honestly, vinegar up there is pretty good for it. It alkalines the pH balance.
So it is garlic.
Yeah. Just stick
yeah,
a whole
there's-
clove up your pussy.
Do it. So I'm not kidding. I studied midwifery, and there is.
Midwifery. Midwifery.
I'm never saying.
That's lesson one, fucker. How to
Midwiff.
I'm never saying
Midwifery. Whiff.
But a natural,
A
like
midwiff.
a natural kind of antidote for a common bacterial infection that women get is the garlic thing. You just stick it up there.
So like
A clove,
so like-
or just a thing, like a.
Like minced.
A clove.
Do we
Dawn,
have
would
to
that be
prepare
like-
it?
What happens if you get an STD
No, it's
from a
raw.
vampire?
Hey,
Yeah.
well, Donnie, what?
Dawn, do you think my nurse would be okay with that? Because like she does everything. Like
She would hate it, but it would be hilarious.
Okay.
You were
I'll be
your
back with
husband
some
would also
stories.
hate it. Like you're gonna breathe, you're gonna like burp, you're gonna fart, you're gonna pee. Everything's gonna everything will be garlic.
Do you stick it in and then remove
hours.
it? You stick
Leave
it in
it
and
in
then
there.
remove.
Leave it in for a while. For a while.
48 hours?
No, not the whole time, but for a while. Like, yeah,
I just
for a
said
couple of
48
hours.
hours.
A couple of hours.
Oh, couple of hours.
Wow.
Not 48, not 2 days. I was like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, but it'll take like 2 days
That is
for
a
it all to come
marinated
out of your
garlic.
mucus membranes. You know what I mean? It'll be like, yeah, it's killer. Tom Myers is gagging over there. He's gonna be the second person to puke on the show.
Yummy.
No, that's
Let's
just
get
my
out
that's
before
just
we
my
learn.
emphysema.
Yeah, let's get out before we learn anything else. Like, I don't like why I don't want
I'll be
to
back
learn
with
about
more garlic
vaginas.
tricks next week.
I don't want to hear your
hope this
weird,
show never
your weird forest lady vagina tricks. Like, what is this fucking show? Christ!
Still
it's just
better than
gas
talking
talk.
about Fortnite.
All right.
Wednesday morning.
Thanks. I'm ending the broadcast. I'll
It's
keep
still better than talking
Oh my
about.
god. Fuck. Fine. I'll never talk
Go
about
to
Fortnite
go to McDonald's
again.
for the new taco
Christ.
McVeg.